Hello everyone, we are back talking about 6.5 application of percents. The next concept we're going to talk about is sales tax. Sales tax is a tax on the sale of an item or service. It is a percent of the purchase price and is collected by the seller. So we have our little equation right here. It's the percent in the form of a decimal of means that it is multiplied by the purchase price. Here. So it's the percentage in the form of a decimal multiplied by the purchase price. And that is how you determine what the sales tax is. So we're going to be looking at a variety of different problems involving sales tax. So whatever the percentage is, we're going to convert that to a decimal and then multiply it by the purchase price, and that will tell us what the sales tax is. And that's collected by the seller. So there's a lot of states that have sales tax. We live in Oregon, and they don't have sales tax, but we're surrounded by Washington and California, and they do. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at some examples. So we're going to look at example 2, multiplying by percents to find sales tax amounts. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this problem. It says if the sales tax rate is 6.75%, okay, so that's important. We know what the sales tax rate is. How much tax would Adrian pay if he bought 2 CDs at $16.99? So he buys 2 CDs at $16.99 each and 1 DVD for $36.29. So remember, sales tax is found by taking the percentage in the form of a decimal, and you multiply it by the total purchase. Okay? So, it wants to know how much tax would we have to pay. So, the first thing we're going to do is take this percentage and convert it to a decimal. So if we have 6.75% and we want to convert this to a decimal, we're going to move the decimal place over 2 places to the left. And we put a 0 there. So that's the same thing as 0.0675. So that is our percentage in the form of a decimal. So I'm just going to put the tax equals 0.0675 multiplied by the total purchase price. Now, to figure out the total purchase price, I'm going to have to do a little work on the side. So we bought 2 CDs at $16.99. So that would be $16.99 times 2. 2 times 9 is 18. Write the 8, carry the 1. 2 times 9 is 18. Plus 1 would be 19. Write the 9, carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Write the 3, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Now we're multiplying decimals. There's 2 decimal places, so that means the answer has to have 2 decimal places, which means the decimal goes right here. So 2 CDs at $16.99 each cost a total of $33.98. And then there was one DVD purchase for $36.29. So I'm going to add the 33.98 to the 36.29 to find the total purchase cost. So 8 plus 9 is 17. Write the 7, carry the 1. For this one, I'm just going to go 1 plus 9 because that's 10. Plus 2 is 12. Write the 2, carry the 1. I'm going to bring down that decimal. 6 plus 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. I'm going to write the 0, carry the 1. 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. So that means that the total purchase cost is $70.27. Okay, now I'm just going to multiply these 2 things together to get the sales tax. And I could do the multiplication on this, but this is going to be pretty intense, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the calculator for this particular problem. So I'm going to clear it out. We have, hold on a second. Let me zoom it out a little bit. Okay. So to find the tax, I'm going to go 0.0675 times 70.27 and hit enter. And that means that the tax ends up being $4.74. That 3 would not round that up, so 74 cents. And what does it want to know? How much tax would Adrian pay? So Adrian would pay $4.74 in sales tax. Okay. All right. Let's go on to check it out. Example 2. So for this one, I want you to try to figure it out. Okay. So go ahead and press pause. Figure out example 2. When you get done, press play and we'll see how you did. All right. See you in a bit. See you in a bit. Okay, for check it out example 2, Amy stays in a hotel for $45 per night. So $45 per night. She stays there for 2 nights. So 2 nights. And pays a sales tax of 13%. How much tax did she pay? Okay, so if we go back, sales tax equals the percentage in the form of a decimal multiplied by the total cost. Okay, so we have 13%. The first thing we need to do is take that 13% and convert it into a decimal. So we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So we'll end up with 0.13. So that is our, I'm just going to write T for tax. The tax equals 0.13 multiplied by the total cost. Now total cost is $45 a night, and she spent 2 nights there. So that's going to be 45 times 2. I'm going to do that multiplication. 2 times 5 is 10. Write the 0, carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So there we go. The total cost is 90. So to find the sales tax, I'm just going to multiply these 2 numbers. Now this has 2 place values, and this one also has 2 place values. So it doesn't matter which one I put on the top and which one I put on the bottom. However, 90 has a 0, so I'm going to put that on the bottom because it's going to make my life easier. So I'm going to put 0.13 times 90, and I'm going to multiply everything by 0, and it's going to end up being 0. And so I move on to the tens. 9 times 3 is 27. Write the 7, carry the 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Then I count up the decimal places, and there's 1, 2 places. That means my answer has to have 2 decimal places. So the decimal goes right there between the 1 and the 7, which means the tax ends up being $11.70. How much tax did she pay? That's how much sales tax she paid. So $11.70 in sales tax. So if you got that problem right, great job, and we will see you next time.